Hi, Alex here from Rebeloper.com and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I will show you how you can add a GIF or GIF into your UI views, most specifically into a UI image view. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, now what are we going to add in here? Go ahead and click the link down below for the resources. And once you download those, you will see some colors, a dispatch queue helper, a doc PNG that is from Firebase. And from the console, I just downloaded it because I really think that is cool. And our loading GIF animation or GIF, I most probably will interchange all of these two because I don't really want to be on one side or the other. So we are going to add this GIF here, and it is not a big sized GIF. But the problem with adding GIFs into your iOS apps is that it is very memory intensive, but there is a GitHub repo for that and I really like it, so today I'm going to share it with you. So as usual, we are going to start off with a brand new Xcode project. So let's create a new project. I will choose a single view application that is without this main.storyboard. So I will name this GIF in UIImageView. Okay, I will embed it, or rather yet, I will not embed it in a navigation controller because at this time I don't want to get bothered with the navigation bar. Okay, let's click on next. And I will drop it onto my code folder, create a Git repository on my Mac. Yes, because I will upload it to GitHub so you can take a look at the finalized code. Okay, and there we go. And once this is done, we will add some CocoaPods. So let's close this off and open up Terminal and type in cd and a space. As usual, drag and drop your project's root folder onto terminal, hit return, type in pod in it. This is just really fast stuff, so we can create the pod file, open up the pod file with Xcode, enable the platform to be iOS 12, not 22, 12. And let's add our pods. Well, first of all, I want to add tiny constraints because, yeah, that's what I usually use, and it is really fun to constrain all of our use. So tiny constraints. And finally, with a capital C, sorry about that. Finally, we want to add our pod foil, our GIF representation, and that is Gifu or Gifu, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I won't close this off because I want to limit it to the latest, for the current version. So what I will do, go back to terminal and type in pod install to install all of our dependencies, and Gifu is 320 and tiny constraints is 400. Okay, so let's add those. There we go. Let's limit this to 400, and finally for Gifu, I believe it was 3.2.0, if I'm not correct. That is it. Let's run this pod install again so we can be assured that everything worked. Okay, great. So we can close everything now and open up our Xcode workspace. There we go. Let's resize this so you may see all of the code. Okay. Now let's select our root view controller and start typing in some code. Well, what do we want to basically add in here? Let's go into our resources and you will see some colors, a dispatch queue helper, a doc PNG, and the loading GIFs. So Before we start typing in, let's add this colors asset. There we go. Make sure copy items if needed is checked, create groups, and the target is checked. There we go. Now let's add our dispatch queue helper. Now why is this important? Well, we want to simulate some image downloading from the web, so we're just simply waiting for some time. We are delaying the action of showing the image. And we will use dispatch queue helper that I have written. If you don't know what that is, go ahead and take a look at my video on the YouTube channel about dispatch queue helper. I believe it's an easy grand center dispatch or something like that. Go ahead and take a look at the list. Okay, next up we want to add our doc.png, and that we will add in the assets catalog. Okay, there we go. Again, this is from Firebase. I really like Firebase. And these animations, well, it's just an image. And finally, we want to add our GIF, and I will just simply drag and drop it, let's say here, into my project. You could create a new group for it, but hey, it's just a small project. Okay, so let's go back to our root view controller. So what are we going to build out? Well, I was thinking of having this GIF animate when we are downloading an image from the web, while we are simulating it with the dispatch queue helper. So we will have a UIImageView that will display this doc.png, a button that will be tabbed, and then we can fetch, so-called fetch, that PNG and display the loading GIF file. And yeah, that is basically it. So let's start building that out, and I will add the loading animation UI view. This will be just a placeholder for now on the screen first. So lazy var loading GIF, and it will be for now a UI view, and let view equals UI view, and let's return this view. Straightforward. Let's initialize it, and finally let's add our view background color, and I will choose this red one. Hit Command Shift M to pop up the media library, and I will just add this red one so we can see that it is really there. Okay, and let's create our setup views function. Setup views as usual. Let's copy this out and create a file private func called setup views, and this is where we will set up all of our views. Well, basically we are adding and constraining our views. But before we do that, let's add a background color to our view, because currently it is plain old black. So background color, and again I will use the media library, and I will use this blue one because it is the same as the background color of our GIF. So there we go, and it's time to add our loading GIF. So add view dot add subview and loading GIF. And for the loading GIF, let me just center it on the view and expand it all the way to the sides of our view. So loading GIF, center to super view, I believe. Oh, I need to import tiny constraints for that, because and we need to hit Command B. And now we can get our center in super view property. Okay, center in super view, but that is still not enough. I want to have the width, loading GIF width, there we go. Just find that, and that will be the width of our views dot frame dot width. Okay, and I believe that should take care of it. Let's just take a look if the constraints are really enough for now. So let's build and run on our simulator and see if this loading GIF UI view is as we expect it to be. There we go. For some reason it is not, so let me just add some more constraints. Loading GIF left to super view. Let's anchor this with an offset of 0. So I will just delete all of this. Now again, let's anchor this to the right too. Okay, let's hit Command R and build and run again, and hopefully we will see. Again, we are not seeing this. So what else do we want to have here? Maybe add the height of our loading GIF here. That is live coding for you. So height. There we go. We need to add all of the constraints just so we get this red square. Okay, now what else do we want to add in here? First of all, we want to add our image view, so we can add that image when we download it from the servers. So lazy var, and I will just call this image view, and it will be of type UIImageView, of course. And let's create our image view here real quickly, and let's return our image view, and finally let's initialize it. And one thing I really like to add for these image views is the content mode, and that is scale aspect fill scale aspect fill. Come on, Xcode, where is the autofill? Okay, and just so we can see this image view at the moment, let's add a background color to it, background color, and I will add a totally white background color from our color palette here. There we go. And now it's time to, again, to constrain. Well, first of all, let's add this image view to our subviews. So image view. And now it's time to constrain it. Okay, image view dot center X in super view, center X to super view. Now let's add top to super view, and the offset should be, let's say, 36, and using safe area should be set to true because I want to use the safe area. Okay, and let's set the width and height of this image view. Image view dot width, and let's add in here 150, and the same goes for the height. Okay, and there we go, height. Let's build and run and see the image view on the screen, just so there we go. It is really nice. Okay, and finally I want to add a UI button here, so we may tap on it, or that indicates that we are going to download this image view, this image, and put it into the image view. So finally, lazy var, I will just call this button. Of course it is a download button, but hey, this is a small project, so it will be a UI button. Let button equals UI button. Let's return this button. Okay, and maybe let's stylize it a little bit. So button, let's see, background color equals, and I will use let's see, let's use this white background color. It will be a white button. Okay, and let's add some corner radius to our layer. So corner radius equals, let's say, 7, and button. So this corner radius takes effect. Let's set the layers mask to bound equals true. That is that. Now it's time to add our button's set title, and the title will be download image, or rather yet, let's just fetch image, because we are not really downloading. I don't want to give you impression that we are downloading, for the state of normal. And let's add our button a target. So add target self action hash selector and button tabbed. That is a really clever way of adding a selector, and the event will be touch up inside. Touch up inside. There we go. And let's just copy this selector title, and it will be an Objective C file private func. There we go. And we are ready. So with this button, so let's add it to our view hierarchy. So view dot add subview and button. There we go. And we want to add it below our image views. So button top 2 and constrainable we will use image view, and the anchor will be now nil, offset let's say to 24. Okay, that is it for this constraint. And I want to set the button's left anchor to the super view, so left to super view, there it is, the first one, and I will offset it to let's say 12, and I will not use safe area at this time. Same goes for the right anchor, so there we go, right, and it will be -12. And finally, let's add a height for our button. So height, and 50 is fairly enough. One thing I want to add in here is the button font. So we get title label dot font UI font. I will use a bold system type font, and it is 60. So let's build and run and see what we get here. Awesome. We need to add this constraint to the bottom of our view, our image views. So top to bottom of constrainable image view offset 24. There we go. Let's build and run, and hopefully now the layout will be perfect, and we can move on to adding our GIF. Okay, that is great. Okay. Oh, we still need to set the title labels colors, so let's go here and button set title color, and I will use this black one that we have here. So yeah, it's kind of ugly there. Let's delete it and drag and drop it again. There we go. And for the state, that is normal. Final time. Let's build and run. There we go. Fetch image. There we have everything that we need for now. Okay, now it's time to add our logic. So let's see here. Let's import Gifu first. So import Gifu. There we go. And now we can basically add our GIF to our image view, well, our loading GIF. So what we need here is the loading GIF doesn't need to be a UI view. It needs to be a GIF image view. Okay. And what you want to have here is a view of type GIF image view. There you go. We can have an no image here. So let's add our views content mode, view dot content mode to be scale aspect, and I will choose fit because I don't want the GIF to be overlapping or cutting off from this image view. So that is what we will use. And finally, let's animate this. So view dot animate. And we will use this with a GIF named, okay? And I believe, yes, it is called loading. There we go. And that should be it. So we are animating with this loading GIF. Okay, let's build and run and see how that looks. It is looking quite awesome. Okay, now we don't want to animate this upon the first launch. So what we want to add in here is view dot stop animating GIF. Okay, there we go. And now we should not see any animation when we load our view. There we go. Okay, that is it for the GIF animation, and if you are interested only in doing this, then that is okay. You can stop the video now, but we are going to integrate some awesome logic to our app so we can download our doc.png. Okay, so what do we want to do next? Well, first of all, we want to set some logic for the button tab. So first of all, we want to check if the view is animating that image view. So if loading GIF is animating, so if animating GIF, then we want to do something otherwise else. So if the button is animating, well, basically we don't want to do anything, but if the button is not animating, then we want to start animating it. So loading GIF and start animating GIF, and then we want to basically download the this image, the doc.png. So we will do that with the help of our dispatch queue helper. So dispatch queue helper, there we go. And we will delay by seconds with a completion handler. So we will wait, let's say 5 seconds, and then we will have our completion handler called. And in this completion handler, we will set the image views image to be our doc. So let's open up our library with Command-Shift-L, with Command-Shift-M, and drag and drop our doc here, and hit dot with rendering mode dot always original, because if you add the template mode, you will have a bluish background. Okay, let's add here self because we are in the completion. And now that we have our image downloaded, let's stop this animation. So loading GIF, stop animating GIF. Okay, and basically that is it. Again, let's add in here self. Now, maybe we want to add in here exclamation mark and copy all of this out. There we go. Yeah, and basically that is it. Finally, we want to maybe, yeah. Let's build and run and see how this looks like. Okay, let's tap on fetch image. The GIF is animating. And after 5 seconds, we do get the dog added there. So for now, let's just remove that background color. And did that animation go away? It did not, it just stopped the animation. So what we want to do is remove the animation altogether. So self.gif, loading GIF, alpha equals 0.0. Let's build and run again. Here we go. Fetch image. Okay, there we go. And as a treat for you, I will create a reset. So else we want to set the title of our button. So button set, rather yet, let's add this button to self.button set title to reset, and it will be of state normal. Okay, and that is that. And then we want to set back otherwise, so the next step will be fetch image. So there you have it. Now you can add your very own GIF files into your iOS project with the help of Gifu. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Now it is your turn. Go ahead and comment down below how would you use these GIF files in your own apps. And as usual, I will see you in the next one.